iPhone 8 Plus front camera replacement guide. The tools we're going to need are a Y00, also referred to as a tri-wing screwdriver, a proprietary pentalobe screwdriver that has 5 teeth, a standard 00 Phillips head screwdriver, tweezers for managing screws, a plastic prying tool also referred to as a spudger for disconnecting connections, a suction cup for pulling the screen apart, a triangular plastic pick tool for separating the screen from the phone, also a metallic tool for separating the screen from the phone. Before we begin, make sure that the phone is powered down completely. Near the lightning charging port, there are 2 pentalobe screws. Go ahead and use the pentalobe screwdriver, the one with 5 teeth, to remove the 2 screws. With the 2 pentalobe screws removed, we can go ahead and start separating the phone. Here's a tip: if you have a cracked screen, use a piece of plastic packing tape to put over the screen so you can get a good solid suction with the cup. The suction cup should be placed as close as possible to the home button. Go ahead and place the suction cup in the following orientation. Flip over the phone, and as you tug on the suction cup and pinching the phone frame with your thumb and middle finger, go ahead and insert the metallic tool right underneath the home button. Once you insert it, tip it back and forth, left to right, to create a separation. Once you create the separation, you want to insert the plastic prying pick into the crack, like you see here. Now go ahead and tip back and forward again, and then slide left to right to cause the separation to enlarge. Now go ahead and slide it down the side of the phone, like you see here, on one side all the way to the bottom. Then flip the phone and slide it on the opposite side just the same way, all the way down to the bottom. With both sides separated, what we want to do is we want to separate the top now. So just start at the top here, going around the corner nice and gently, and just slide it all the way down and separate the seam. With it completely separated, you can just fold it open like a book. There are 2 connections. There's a connection up top and a connection in the middle. Let's start with the one up top. It's secured with 2 Y00 screws. Use the 00 screwdriver to remove the bracket that is securing this connection. Move the bracket out of the way. Now with your plastic prying tool, go ahead, get underneath the connection and gently pop it up. Now let's disconnect the LCD and digitizer portion of the connection. It's secured with 4 Phillips head screws on that bracket. Go ahead and remove those 4 Phillips head screws. Make sure to place them in an orientation where you know where they go back in the bracket, because they are all different sizes. With the 4 screws removed, go ahead and remove the bracket out of the way, exposing the 2 connections. With a plastic prying tool, disconnect the digitizer first and then the LCD. You can now pry them apart. Just peel the waterproof gasket out of the way if it's in your way. Let's expose the ear speaker by removing the 5 Phillips head screws that are securing the bracket. These are all Phillips head screws. Go ahead and remove 5 of them. Now you can lift up and move the bracket over to the side. You can gently pry the camera from right to left, exposing the speaker that you could just pick right up. Here's what it looks like up close. Removing the front camera is a little tricky. Starting in the top left corner, go ahead and gently pry out the ambient sensor portion of the cable. There are about 4 different components in this cable. Go ahead and pry that out first. Now all the way on the left side, start digging in that corner there very, very slowly. You don't want to damage this cable, and it's glued in very tightly. Just gently, slowly work the metallic prying tool underneath and peel back this connection. The slower you go, the better. Just take your time. Now go ahead and start tipping it over to the right side and then peeling back the speaker connection portion. Go very slowly. You don't want to rip this cable. Go about 2 or 3 times slower than you see here in the video, and it should come right out just like that. Here's what it looks like when it's out. Reassembly. Place the camera cable in the following orientation and align the 2 little pins that guide the speaker connection portion of the cable into the 2 little holes. They should line up like so. Apply some pressure. Now looking at it up close, what we want to do is we want to tuck in those 2 sensors into their respective holsters, and this can be just done by gently aligning them and then pressing them in. Now while applying some pressure while they're in their socket, go ahead and lay the speaker down over them, and that should hold them in place. Make sure that the speaker is properly aligned with the contacts, and then what you want to do is you want to flip the camera back over the speaker and tuck it into its holster on the right side there. Now we can take the bracket and put it back over everything and secure it with the 5 Phillips head screws. Let's reconnect the screen to the phone body. I like to reconnect the top portion first for the camera and the ear speaker. Go ahead and align that up with the socket. Be very gentle, make sure it's correctly aligned before you apply pressure. Go ahead and apply some pressure and click it in. Now go ahead and place the bracket back over and secure the bracket with the 2 Y00 screws. That portion is complete. Now let's reconnect the bottom cable for the LCD or the screen and the digitizer. Go ahead and click the shorter cable in first, then the longer one next. make sure that everything clicks in firmly and it's aligned before you apply pressure. Now go ahead and place the bracket back over and secure it with 4 Phillips head screws. Remember, those screws are different sizes, so make sure that you place them into their correct socket. Alright, we're ready to clamp up the phone. Just go ahead and close it up like a book. Start in the top left corner and start applying a little bit of pressure, closing the seams. Flip it over on the other side. Make sure that any of the waterproof adhesive is out of the way and that you get a nice sealed edge all the way across. Go all the way around, apply some pressure. Now reinstall the 2 pentalobe screws near the charging port. Just place them in and secure them with the pentalobe screwdriver. Now go ahead, power on and test the phone. Thanks for watching, and check out more awesome videos at appledollars.com.